What's up, guys? We're gonna start this call here in just a bit. Give it a minute. What's going on, everybody? Let's get this thing rocking here. Give me a second here. All right, let's get this streaming here. Let me lower this here just a bit. Okay, so let's break this down in depth. Tomorrow, obviously, we're going to be trading a bit more. Okay. Let's kind of go over specifically what we're looking at, okay, right now in the market, and also how markets are going to react to everything today specifically. Okay, so let's go over it all today. Okay, so obviously, let's look at the rate cut. Let's look at what happened with the rate cut here. I think it's important for us to see this here and see what happened with the rate cut. We're looking at right now with this rate cut a solid what? FOMC projections. Obviously, we cut rates. Let's look at the FOMC statement. I was looking at it earlier today. Okay, let's look at the full story here. Let's look at this. The dot plot. Let's look at what happened with the dot plot. That's what they're talking about here. Okay. Let's look at the dot plot here. Interesting. There's still a belief that there might be one more rate cut. Very high probability of 2 more cuts is what they're saying. Okay, so let's see the publication here to see how much more of a of an issue inflation is going to be here, because we have a major issue with inflation. Okay, we do. I'm going to be honest with you, but right now it looks like he's hinting at a job market fall. He's hinting at more of an issue with the job market more than anything else, okay? Will we have another rate cut? That is... Notice the estimates now have gone to 87%, 79% here. I don't buy it all the way. He sounded somewhat bearish. Fed forecasts only one rate cut in 2026. If we only get one rate cut in 2026, we're going to go into a recession. They have options here. They have a lot of options here. Because right now, I believe the market does need one more rate cut. But right now, at this current moment in time, if the market at this point in time, if we don't have another rate cut, this is the top of the market for sure. Like, this is it. We're probably at market tops here. This is the news here. The sentiment was bearish though. So I think we're going to get a pullback and then maybe a run in October, depending on how the data is going to come out. So I spoke with this about students yesterday. I talked about FOMC being a buy the rumor, sell the news event. And I said yesterday on the call, I said, buy the rumors, sell the news. If there's no other rate cut announced for October or December, this whole thing is going to go down. Okay? The markets are going to drop tremendously. And then I said, we're going to get a pullback here because markets are overextended to the downside. And everything that I've been talking about the last few weeks just happened. Predicted it from word. I don't like to say I'm like really smart here. I'm not a genius. I just understand macroeconomics. You know, it doesn't take a genius to break this stuff down here. Okay? We mitigated this low here that I spoke about. I talked about these lows back in August. I talked about us targeting this area. Okay? So, obviously, I think I know what I'm talking about here. Okay, now, there is going to be a huge shift in price. One thing I do want to see here that I don't like is we didn't close below structure. We closed below this specific structure. Even we honored this structure here on 4 hour. So, I mean, at the end of the day, this has to make a pullback and is very much more bullish than bearish. Where can it pull back to? Where can Dixie go back to? I think Dixie can at least come back to, yeah, this is a bit bearish area here, somewhat bearish. We could call this internal sells here. But mostly what I want to look for Dixie to go to is probably here on a 4 hour time frame. This is what I'm looking at on a 4 hour. External structure. We need to break this here if we want to be considered any more bearish here. For right now though, I mean, it still looks okay. You know, it's crazy I gave out this trade here to everybody. The strategy never fails, man. Institutional strategy never fails. Okay. By tomorrow, if we get a close here, let's look at the Asian range here. We're going to see this go to 1.414 if we get a close here. Did we already get a close? Yeah, not yet. I need to see this fully close there. Have a close above previous structure, and then obviously this thing is going to run to the upside here. And it's going to be a buy. Regardless of how I feel, markets are still going to push to the upside here. Okay. Look at that. Wow, look at how beautiful that is, man. We talked about a fill in this gap yesterday. We talked about a wick to this area or this area, and then an extension to the upside here. Super simple, guys. This is so easy. If you didn't make money on this, it's kind of like damn, pretty dumb. Let's look at Russell's here. Ooh, this doesn't look good for Russell. Why it doesn't look good? It swiped liquidity. It swiped all liquidity on Russell. We're at all-time highs on Russell. We're not breaking past all-time highs, which is not good. That's actually really bad, guys. Really, really bad for Russell here. Okay, so 2 more cuts. I don't think there's going to be 2 more cuts this year. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to get 1 cut this year. The 2 news events that we need to see, and let's look at volatility here. Okay, volatility dove down a bit. I was worried yesterday about a big run to the upside here with volatility. This is the thing, guys. Inflation right now is at 2.9, right? So if we look at inflation, it's at 2.9, okay? Let me write this a little bit. Let me be a little bit cleaner here since I'm here with you guys, okay? So inflation right now, $2.9. The job market with unemployment data is at like, I think it's like 4.5 or something like that. And then you have companies in S&P doing all-time highs here. Right now, the job market's taking a bigger hit from what Powell inferred. He said the job market is looking like it's going to be more of a risk than inflation. And then obviously they were like, well, are you guys ever going to get to 2%? It's going to be very difficult for them to get to 2% unless they hike rates. So they're going to maybe give us 1 more rate cut. I just don't know if it's going to be in December or October. There's 2 news events. NFP in October. And then it's going to be CPI. Okay? CPI. These 2 events here, if we have a very high CPI, markets are bearish. If NFP is very, very, very low, markets are bullish. Why? The market is favoring right now a weak job market. A weak job market will insinuate to the Fed we need to cut more rates. So if we have a positive NFP this month for October, markets are most likely going to top. A bullish NFP will actually do the opposite and usually make markets really bullish. It's actually going to make markets bearish here. And then honestly, the most important factor above all this is CPI, inflation. If CPI comes out at 3.2% or way higher, we're screwed here. We've hit market tops, which I think is a possibility for sure. Now the VIX is looking okay. Gold VIX is kind of falling back downward. I think it might be just an order flow, to be honest. Mitigate, move to the upside. I'm still looking for buys on gold regardless here. Okay, let's look at 10-year yields. This is the most important indicator here, because bonds aren't as affected as much as yields are. Well, I mean, obviously bonds are affected here, but notice that this is just interesting to me. The yield market is making higher highs here. You see that? It's just interesting. If this thing here is reaccumulating and we have a shift to the upside in the yield market, that is not good. It means people are dumping, are going to bonds here. Okay, I mean, people are dumping. We do not want to see that at all. This is what I'm looking for. Gold's finally giving you guys that pullback, right? You see that? You don't need to trade it now if you don't want to. You could wait for the Asian range. But if we get a break to the upside here, I'm looking for buys on gold here. Okay. Gold, we're still... I'm waiting for a deeper retracement. We usually get a deeper retracement here, and gold historically isn't good here. But macro looks good. I mean, the macro just looks ridiculously good here. October bearish for some odd reason. I love how options just shift here. It's always not. What is it, Wednesday? Let's look at COTs from last week. I think that's like important that we look at. We could do that right here. We could do that while we're on here, right? Why not? Why not, you know? Here we go. I mean, obviously we were long. It's not even like non-commercial is what I'm most interested in. Check for tomorrow morning. We're going to look for buys here tomorrow morning. If we get a close by tomorrow here on the 4-hour, because this thing is still technically in order flow. Technically still in order flow. If we continue in order flow, all we're going to do is wait for the positioning. But I would love to see gold come here tomorrow morning, get a break. We can start running to the upside. If not, fine. Don't worries. My biggest bet is a gold trade here. Hopefully I can ride that up and make another 7 or 10 grand here to the upside. If not, it is what it is. Gold futures looking a lot more bearish. Not fully until we break that zone, but let's look at GU. I mean, we always get the direction correct, right? We've been talking about GU here, 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 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've called 4 or 5 buys on GU already. So obviously GU mooned last week, hit that high, went to the upside, corrected here. Tomorrow morning I'm looking for a buy. If not, if we have a break, this thing's going to turn around here. I really don't like this wick here. I really don't like that. It's a lot of selling pressure here. A lot of profit taking. 60 pips on GU here. This looks like it's already mitigated. Yeah, it has. Wow. I literally talked about this area getting mitigated on external structure, and it did that. Fuck. The question is GU. It looks like the dollar isn't going to get weaker. If it does, if this is the pullback, the next area for dollar I love people that are like, oh, the dollar's lost 10% of its value. I saw something today about that. It's a little bit more than that, to be honest. The Dixie. But it's funny though, because we're at like, guys don't understand that we're still at like March 2022 levels. Doesn't matter. 94 is our next area. We're gonna hit 94 most likely, guys. As rates decrease, we're gonna play the long game. The market hasn't fully priced in yet, so I'm still waiting for some movement here. Bitcoin's still a buy. Like, I'm waiting for more of a pullback, but there is no massive pullback here with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's still a buy for now. Actually, hold on one sec. 4 hour, it's a buy. 8 hour, it's a buy. 12 hours a sell. Daily is a sell. 2 days a sell. Dangerous that we don't have confluence on the higher time frame, especially with Bitcoin. I don't like that. If it comes back down to this zone, even though it already mitigated, it's still a buy. If it breaks anything like this here, I'm selling this thing. I was talking about selling this over here. If it breaks anything, like if it breaks 114, we're going all the way back down to 111. So, what does this mean for Jupe? I mean, obviously a good buy zone, right? I've been talking about Jupe buy since here, 46. Pyth. Run to the upside here. I'm genuinely curious. FOMC, the markets haven't really reacted because the price markets are closed here, but the real news is, are they going to continue to keep pricing in rate cuts? Oh, that's why GU's bullish, because they're keeping rates the same. I mean, I'm still honestly, man, they might wait a little bit too late. This thing here still screams some more buys, you know? Unless I get confirmation tomorrow. I need to see this tomorrow. I think it's an optimal time to get into Coinbase. Coinbase looks good. Okay, so this is what I'm doing, guys. I'm just going to give you a summary of what I'm going to do. Coinbase, I'm bullish. MSRT, I'm bullish. Jupiter, I'm still in this. I'm still bullish. Bitcoin. For now, I'm still bullish. For now. GU, still bullish because rates are staying the same for the Great British Pound. They're keeping rates the same. So for gold, I am not bullish until I see some confirmation here on the 4-hour. Here, I need to see the reaction. I really want to buy here to swing that a solid, like, you know, 15,000 points or micro pips here. S&P, for now, I'm still bullish. I got to wait until tomorrow because, to be honest, this looks like it's mitigating today. So if this mitigates and it doesn't create a higher high, guys, we're going to come back here to that liquidity area. And S&P tomorrow is going to liquidate this if we don't get a close here today. Right? If we don't get a close today or tomorrow here, consider S&P to come back down. Here or here, most likely. 6,500 and then buy. I don't believe that the Fed's going to cut rates, but you know what it might be? It might be one big fucking facade. Okay? Everybody's going to believe that they're cutting rates in October, and the Fed might rug pull us. The Fed might say, hey, everybody thought we were going to cut rates. Guys, we're not cutting rates. That's the rug pull. So that's my expectations here, because this right here doesn't show a shift in structure. If we had closed below here, I'd be more bearish. Well, we don't really have that yet. I would be bearish tomorrow if we can't close above that high. Then I would see it. It's a little bit too early to call. For right now, I'm still in my stance. I'm still bullish. What is this? The lost hope? This looks depressing. Let's bring this up here. So that's my thought process here on everything. I am going to trade with you guys tomorrow morning. I'm going to look at gold. I'm going to look at GU. I'm going to look at USD CAD. I haven't been having the best of luck with USD CAD, to be honest. This thing looks like it's getting prepped, though. Right? This thing looks like it's getting ready to start dropping. Okay? This is what I'm looking for. Some type of sell around here. Not yet. Tomorrow morning. You see this? Oh my god, man. That's why I don't trade FOMC. As long as we don't close here tomorrow, guys, as long as we don't close this here, USD CAD is a really good sell. This thing is, wow, like holy shit. This is an easy 67, 100 pips, to be honest. If we don't close below this here. So if you look at the 4-hour, I think it's going to close in the next 2 hours here, the 4-hour. I'd start selling USD CAD. That's a good sell. Or that's what I would do if I were you guys. Remember, I do not give financial advice. You guys can do whatever it is that you want to do. It's up to you. Last thing I'll take a look at here is with crypto. Let's look at something I haven't looked at in a while. I want to look at the liquidation heat map. Okay, so now that I'm looking at the liquidation heat map, interesting. Hold on. It's literally where I see that's literally where you see the buy and demand zones here for Bitcoin. Literally. See the 111? This area here? Look at that. 111.14. 111.14 is right here. 111.13. You have liquidations here. I think they can liquidate this, man. You have stops here. Institutional stops. What would be the best thing for them to take this out? How many millions of dollars there is in liquidations? You got a leveraged $57 million order, $84 million order, and $30 million leveraged dollar order. Well, a couple $1 million. Leverage is kind of high. Leverage is not necessarily liquid. So even if we're going at a 1 to 100 leverage or a 1 to 10 leverage, you're still looking at 5 million or 10 million here with in terms of leverage. We could look at the same one with Binance. Very similar models here. All right, guys, we're gonna trade the rest of everything tomorrow. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all, and I will talk to y'all soon.